good, the bad, and the odd. They're sorted.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
All right, so this time we're doing a free choice, your free choice. Do you want to tell
Hmm.
everyone what you picked?
So I picked the new Superman movie.
Superman, which I
I
talked
think
about in
we
the
actually,
last comfy
yeah,
chair,
I think
didn't we?
we actually said I actually said at the end that I wanted to do this one.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
And you've got to see it, since the last recording, right? So you finally got to see
Yes.
it. So I greatly enjoyed this. What was your take on it?
Yeah, massively enjoyed it. I'm so glad we have a nice Superman again.
Yeah, a proper how it should be Superman, which we had in
Yeah.
most of the versions of Superman. Not the last big one, though, right? Not Cavill's,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Cavils was like he was a murderer, let's be frank. Like he
So,
just killed people.
totally off. Not.
Good actor, off completely.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean,
he could
how
have been good
Cavill could
in
have been
this film.
fantastic. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they could have
yeah,
cast him in this film, and it would have also been amazing.
yeah.
But like, and then the Brandon Routh one's just miserable.
Yeah,
So
but again, Brendan Routh's good Superman, right? Good
yeah,
Superman.
again, good
Just a
Superman.
miserable film, just in a
Yeah.
poorly conceived film, it felt like. Um,
Mm.
And not enough action in that one either. That
Nah,
was another thing
nah.
about it. So we come to James Gunn version of Superman. Now James Gunn has already given his version of Suicide Squad, which I really enjoyed. I
Mm.
really enjoyed that. And his TV series Peacemaker, also spectacular.
Mm.
And now we come to
I
this.
also recommend Creature Commandos, which he also just
That's the
watched.
animated one, right? Or is it CGI?
Yes, it's animated.
I
So
haven't seen that. I've heard good things about it, but I have not seen it.
yeah.
But okay, that's something I might make a note of and sort of take away.
Mm.
Now main cast, mostly relatively unknown. Am I being unfair? I don't know.
It's mainly David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnan
Yeah,
are like the unknowns in this because a
yeah.
lot of the other actors are like
I know their
considered
faces.
like far more famous than them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor.
yeah,
He's been the Beast for the past few
yeah,
years
yeah,
over on Marvel side.
yeah.
Who's been in pretty much everything. Like he was in one of the X-Men movies. He's in Twilight. He's big on the voice acting side as well, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, he does a lot.
Yes. This was fun, right? If you
Yes.
had to just use a one-word description, fun. It's so nice to see Superman doing Superman stuff and
Mm,
trying being concerned about people and trying to help people. Um, and it kind of it just worked for me. I
mm.
also what we'll do is we'll give our general thoughts that aren't spoilery first, and then we'll get into the plot where it will be fully spoiled. But
Mm.
I also have to say, Nicholas Hoult was a great Lex Luthor. I thought
Yes.
he was up there with Gene Hackman
He
with the
was
Lex Luthors.
feral as Lex Luthor. He's the
Yes,
right sort of like unhinged and petty about
yeah.
everything.
It was
So,
terrific. It was absolutely terrific. Nicholas Hoult really delivers more and more.
mm,
You see him in fun films like Renfield. He was great in Renfield, for example.
yeah.
Of course, Mad Max. He's just good. He's just good. And the rest of the cast didn't really recognise, apart from Nathan Fillion, myself. That was about the rest of it. However, I thought they were a great cast.
Yeah.
I thought, in particular, the guy playing Mr. Fantastic,
Mr.
Eddie,
Terrific, yeah.
Mr. Terrific, Mr.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Mr. Terrific. Oh my God, that was a great guy. Don't even know
Yeah.
that character, man. But
Yeah, I don't know much myself.
no,
Other than he's like in the old Justice League cartoon, he's the guy that took over sort of in the chair. So he was
yes.
kind of like in sort of control.
And again, I
Uh,
don't really know Guy Gardner. The
oh,
Green
he's
Lantern.
yeah, him I do know a bit more, but that's mainly because he's a douchebag in the comics. He ended up becoming a different color of Lantern, but he's like just kind of an asshole superhero.
Yeah. And he
So,
kind of plays it that way here, though he's a good guy essentially. He's still an arsehole.
yeah,
I really like, and she was a little underwritten actually, but I really like Hawk Girl as well. Her few
yes,
lines were very good, and she was good in the role. And there were some other additions I like. I quite like the Perry White. I like this version of the Jimmy Olsen and so on.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much I didn't like. I also liked the fact they swerved the origin story. They
Mm.
set it up by sort of titles overlaying the beginning scene, right? Of what
Yeah.
how it's set up.
I
We won't
like
go
that. It
into that.
did a lot of
Yeah. Yeah,
setup.
set
Yeah.
up without getting into it. Just a fun film. For me, a very, very big recommend. If it's still in the cinemas when you hear this,
Mm.
yes. But
Yeah.
if not, try and see it as soon as you can if you haven't. What about you?
Yes. Again, highly recommend.
Highly
Please go
recommend.
see this. I'm
Yeah,
so sick of evil Superman things
yes.
coming out and
Yes,
everyone
yes.
talking about how great they are and the realism. It's like, but that's not what's you made an
Um,
evil Superman. You've kind of undercut the point of Superman. So,
um, the other thing I will mention, because I know it's in the trailers and people are sort of sniffy about this, is
mm.
Crypto, Superdog. You
Crypto's
know,
great in this movie.
fantastic, fantastic. It really helps the plot and adds to what's going on. Integrates into the story really nicely in a
Mm.
fun, really kick-ass kind of way. Right. Anyway, right. So we're gonna get into the spoilers. So,
Mm.
so it starts with Superman being slammed into the
He gets
Arctic. Is it the Arctic? Yeah, the Arctic.
It's
Right.
the
I was the
Antarctic.
Antarctic.
Yeah, he gets
Um,
punched all the way from North America to the Antarctic.
Yeah. Basically, what we find here is he's been fighting a metahuman called. Oh, it's set up that metahumans have been on Earth for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
This
so they
part of
say it's been 300 years since metahumans first announced themselves.
Is that a
They-
DC thing? Is that a setup for
I
something?
think they're just covering like Amazonian characters, really,
Yeah,
like
Wonder
Wonder
Woman's
Woman
the
and
standout,
whatnot.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, but there's like a lot of other sort of Amazon characters that could be around, and also like we're talking like World War II era,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
characters.
Anyway, they set up 300.
Yeah,
Basically, it starts 3 centuries ago. Blah blah blah.
yeah.
30 years ago, a
An
special.
infant landed on
Yeah,
Earth.
yeah. 3 years. Yeah, it's basically setting up a timeline based on threes, right? Three
Mm,
years ago, 3 months ago, 3 minutes ago,
yeah,
Superman got his ass kicked.
yeah. Superman lost his first fight.
And he's just wrecked. And Crypto comes and finds Crypto's just licking his face, and he goes,
Yeah,
"Crypto,
Crypto is
take me
a
home, take me
badly
home."
behaving dog.
Very badly behaving dog, but a fun dog. He just goes, "Crypto, take me out." And Crypto grabs his cape and starts dragging him across the ice. And then the Fortress of Solitude emerges from the ice,
Mm,
doesn't it? And drags in
yeah,
Superman. And the robots. And I'm not familiar with this bit of lore. I think
yeah.
it was in the Cavill one too, right? There's like
They look
robots.
like strange bug monsters in the Cavill one. They
Yeah,
just kind of
weird,
hovered about,
weird.
but they
Yeah,
Superman does have like the robot Superman just
yeah.
hanging around.
They're
So
styled a bit like Superman, but they're thin, skinny robots. They've got like a chest plate like Superman's and things like that with numbers
mm,
on. And they're basically nursing him back to health by exposing him to yellow sun, intense
yeah,
yellow sunlight.
they magnify the sunlight several times
Yeah,
over
and
and
he's kind of
and
just
blast him with it.
taking it, and
So
he's to relax him. He's listening to the message his parents left to him, which was we find out was corrupted. He's only got
yeah,
the first part of the message where they're saying you must find a planet where you can help and things
yeah.
like that and
There's
present
a lot
the
of like, you'll be
best.
powerful, we love you, but
Yeah,
please
all
bring
that.
them hope.
And
That
then
sort
it's
of thing.
corrupted,
Standard sort of message, but it
but
tapers off.
but he decides he needs to get back to the fight with the Hammer of Bavaria. What we
Mm,
find out is Superman intervened in a war between two nations, Bavaria and Jahanpur, right?
yeah,
Superman basically turned up and said, "No, you're not doing this." And
yeah.
then this Hammer of Bravia
Bravia, yeah,
turns
showed
up
up,
and starts kicking
trashed
ass
him.
and trashing the city a bit, but mostly to trash Superman.
Mm,
Um, but he looks a bit like Juggernaut from
yeah,
Marvel, doesn't he? He's kind of in a metal suit,
yeah,
so you
with
don't
like a
actually
single
see
sort
him.
of eye visor sort of thing.
You don't
Kind of
really
got a
see
bit of
him.
a Cylon look to him,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Basically, um, we also find out that a woman called Angela, who's a sort of hench woman of Lex Luthor, was following as well. So
Yeah.
essentially, this was a big setup to cause a fight with Superman to make him have to go to the fort so that Lex Luthor could find the Fortress of Solitude. Right? That's
Mm.
basically what he wanted to do. We find out basically Lex Luthor hates Superman.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates Superman.
But
Thinks
also, as we find out later in the movie, has never met him. They've never met in person.
no,
So,
no, but he
which is
just
very
hates
funny.
it. So we so we find out Superman goes back and again
He gets like just hammered into the
smashed.
ground.
Yeah, and basically this is a secret. This is actually someone called Ultraman who we don't
Yes.
see until the end. Who's a
He's
bit
fully
like Black
covered up.
Noir from The Boys, actually. Kind of
Yes. Now, Ultraman is a character in
yeah,
DC. He's
yeah,
part of the Crime Syndicate of America, which is like a morality inversed from a
yeah.
morality inversed universe.
Yes.
So, like,
They
there's a good Superman, good Joker sort of thing.
Oh, okay, cool. That sounds kind of
Mm.
cool. That's something I'm not familiar with. I have to say, I was getting a bit of throughout the film nods to other bits of Superman lore, not just mostly the comics, which I think were mostly over my head. I've got to say,
Yeah.
but I also to the movies,
Mm.
all of the movies, even Superman 4. Ultraman
Yeah.
really reminded me in some parts of Nuclear Man, and it's more obvious towards the end why that is.
Yeah.
However, it kind of I felt like there was nods to the previous Superman fare, excluding Snyder. I don't think there was any reference to Snyder stuff.
No, I don't
Um,
think there
no.
was.
Um,
Yeah. So for example, we had the first and only reappearance of Miss Tashmasher from Superman 1 and 2.
we do, don't we? I'd forgotten that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we do. We also there's lots of little Easter eggs in there. Like they talk about the hypno glasses at one point, don't they? He
Yeah.
wears these hypno glasses that make you can't quite
Not
register
remember.
his
Yeah.
face and things like that. We also then find out that Lois and Clark are in a relationship already, but it's early on. It feels
Yeah,
like
they say it's only been a couple of months.
yeah. So and
Oh
these
no, sorry, they say it's been 3 months. Like again, looking back to the
3
threes.
months, yes, 3 months. Um, um,
Mm.
basically, what happens then? So we also get an encounter with basically then they plant this thing that looks a bit like sorry, I'm talking about Luther, a bit like Stitch to me. It looks
Yes,
a bit
yeah,
like
it looks
Stitch.
like Stitch, but then it rapidly turns
It's
into a giant monster.
monster kaiju basically. So
Yeah.
Superman has to try and fight this, but he's trying to keep it, get it
He's
somewhere.
trying to
It's not going to hurt
do it
anything. So
non-fatally
yeah,
and get like save everyone as well.
but in the meantime, three others turn up,
Yeah,
metahumans,
the
if you like.
Justice
The
Gang.
Justice Gang, which is the Green Lantern, which is Nathan Fillion with a really bad haircut. But that's from the
Yeah.
comics. That's from the
Yes,
comics.
yeah, that's from
And
the
it's
comics. Guy
commented
Gardner
about in the film.
technically has the worst
A bowl
haircut
cut.
in
It basically,
DC.
yeah, a bowl
So,
cut, basically. Mr. Terrific, who's not a character I've ever seen,
mm,
fantastic. One of the breakouts from the film, I'd say. Mr. Fantastic was so good.
yeah,
Mr. Terrific. I keep saying Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Terrific. And Hawk
mm,
Girl, right?
yeah,
Who can fly, is pretty strong, wields a kind of hammery thing, and
yeah. She's got a mace.
screeches.
Yeah, she's got a mace made out of what's called nth metal, which can basically like cut anything.
Right, okay. Um, they Superman's trying to take the creature alive, but Mr. Terrific just takes it out, and he
Mm.
works out where its weak spots are, how to kill it, and through the eye and things like that.
Yeah, flies bombs down its mouth and blows them up in its
Yeah,
stomach.
and that is a diversion while Luther gets into
Into the fortress.
fortress. He finds the message. Basically, Ultraman and Angela take,
Yeah, the
and
engineer. Yeah,
Angela kind of can morph into all sorts
she's
of
made of
shapes.
nanobots, so she can
Okay,
form herself into any
kind of shape.
mechanism she needs.
Yeah, she's a bit like a liquid Terminator.
Yeah,
Kind
she's
of.
a T-1000 functionally.
Yeah. It's essentially. And they
So she
sort of
like
smash up the
hacks into the
robots.
fortress.
Yeah.
They Ultraman destroys the robots, and they fight and beat Crypto. And she's able to get the message, and she's able to go, "I can unscramble this." So she
Yes.
does.
Yes.
And then
Um,
Luthor takes it back to
yeah.
Metropolis,
Yeah.
gets
And
it translated, and boy,
yes.
these Kryptonians are not good
It's
anymore.
no, it's not good. So basically, he broadcasts the message, which is, when you get there, you must conquer them and be their
Yeah,
lord. Take a harem,
yeah.
spread your DNA, so the entire planet becomes yours. Kind of is the message,
Mm,
which obviously Superman knew nothing about.
yeah.
But Lex Luthor, and I was wondering, is this faked? Are they faking the translation? But it
See, I
wasn't,
don't
was it
think
in the
they have.
film?
No, they say every time Luthor addresses it, it's like, I did not fake any part of that.
Yeah.
Even when, like, otherwise it would just be fine for him to say.
Yeah, yeah. So Superman's shocked, and it really unsettles him. And when people start hearing it,
Mm,
some of them start to turn against him. It's like walking through the crowd and people throwing cans at him and things like that.
yeah,
And even old Guy Gardner's like, "You got a harem?" And he goes, "No, I
yeah,
haven't got a harem." And Lois also does believe him. She does believe.
yeah.
So that's a bit cool.
I like that Lois and Jimmy are basically like, well, that was clearly not not relevant really here.
Well, you
Yeah,
can tell,
not
can't you? You can
matter.
tell.
And they just
Um,
kind of roll on with it. So,
I should have mentioned there was a scene with quite a long scene with Lois and Clark where she goes on about, you always interview Superman. Why can't I interview Superman? And then he just goes ahead and says, "Okay, interview me." But it becomes uncomfortable for him. She basically pushes him. Why did you interfere in a war? You
yeah,
don't know the consequences of that. Can you be absolutely certain? He makes a
yeah.
joke
I do
about
like the point of like he actually gets mad at her because she starts brushing off the fact that people would have died. Like
yes. It
this is
gets
not
really close,
just
which is Superman all over, right? People
yeah,
would have died. He goes, "Why didn't you wait and see how it developed? People would have died, right?" So there is that.
mm,
But then Superman gets really, um, well, Crypto also gets taken, doesn't he?
yeah.
They
Crypto
manage,
gets taken
uh,
by Luthor.
and they keep him in like a special chamber where he's just
Yeah,
seeing like rabbits or no
he's chasing
squirrels.
super squirrels.
Squirrels. So he don't know. He's just in this environment
No.
where he thinks he's chasing squirrels.
But
And
yeah, so the government firstly turns down Lex Luthor's plan to bring in Ultraman, the engineer, as well as his legion of raptors, who are
raptors,
like people in
super
Iron Man
soldiers,
outfits.
right? Yeah,
They're
flying
like,
Alphas. Yeah,
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 they're just in Iron Man suits.
yeah.
Uh,
Basically, yeah, yeah.
then he
Um,
comes back with this information, and they're like, "Yeah, take him in." So, so
yeah.
they arrest Superman, uh, show him, take him to this pocket dimension that Luthor's figured out.
Figured out, yeah, that and essentially put him in a room with Metamorpho, a being who can turn his
Hmm.
body into any substance, including green kryptonite, right?
Yeah,
So basically, he's keeping Superman weak and in pain.
yeah,
But we see that Metamorpho really doesn't want to be doing this, but across the way
yeah,
from him is his little baby son,
yeah,
being held by someone who, has been instructed to kill the son if he doesn't comply,
yeah.
or something along those
Here's
lines.
where we see some amazing, like, evil comic mad scientist stuff.
Yeah.
So Luthor's big interdimensional prison is populated with people that have written bad blog posts about him,
Or exes.
ex-girlfriends, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. He has a whole like hive of monkeys that he's enhanced the brain power of, specifically to go online
Uh,
and harass about Superman.
Oh, the metaphors, right? Oh,
Yeah.
the metaphors. And there are definitely some people in this world, if they had a pocket universe, they'd use it to imprison people. That's what they'd use it.
Hmm.
Also, it creates dimensions around the world, so there's an easy way to meet up with people. When we see the head of, was it Baravia,
Yeah.
come
Later on
in,
when yeah.
come in and talk to him, and they actually go. They find a fella from New York who knows Superman has had one
Yeah.
dealing with
So this
Lex
is the
Luthor's.
guy at the start of the film when Superman got punched into a hole by the hammer of Baravia. This is the guy that pulled them out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Who
So
always
Lex Luthor's
clearly,
grabbed a guy who just only met Superman once and
yeah,
puts a gun to his head and tells Superman, it's like, where'd you grow up? Yeah,
where,
tell.
Yeah, who raised you? And he goes, I'm
Yeah.
not telling you that. And he kind of he's got a revolver. Is it a revolver? He just keeps spinning the
Yeah.
chambers and it basically shoots the guy in the head. And the head of Baravia laughs, evil shit hill.
Yeah.
Superman's like really distraught. But then he goes, I'll be back tomorrow with someone else you've encountered. Maybe
Yeah.
that reporter Lois Lane is what he says.
No, he says that reporter Clark Kent.
Oh, that reporter can't get yes.
Yeah. Which I love as a bit because it basically shows Luthor is still not as smart as he thinks he is.
No.
Immediately just completely bears his ass in front of Superman.
Yeah, and then they float off. But as they go off, Superman's quite distraught. Obviously, this man's just been killed in front of him. But then we see Metamorpho crying too.
Yeah.
And Superman saying, "I can save your son."
Mm.
But you know, we
While this is going on, Lois is looking for him and goes to the Justice Gang to get some
gang,
help.
and old Guy Gardner's a arsehole. The
Yeah.
Hulk girl is not that bothered. Mr. Terrific is kinda well.
Mr.
Okay,
Terrific agrees to help because it'll piss off Green Lantern.
and I love the fact that he goes, "Follow me," and they go to a garage, and it's got the slowest opening doors you can imagine, but with this like pod-like flying thing.
It's a UFO.
Yeah, basically.
Like it's a flying saucer.
And Lois is like, "Couldn't you get a faster garage door than this?" Because I'm working on it. And she also says, "Do you get any girls with that haircut?" To go, and he goes, he says something like 387 women online that disagree with you.
Oh no, he's far more Johnny Bravo about it. He's like 375 babes.
Babes. He made me laugh. And there's also a constant push and pull about the Justice Gang being a terrible name. Basically, only Guy Gardner likes it.
Yeah.
Whole Girl thinks it's shit, and Mr. Terrific thinks it's shit. But so that makes me laugh. But anyway, they start tracking down, and they realise they get to Superman. His last movements were in a certain base in the middle of nowhere, in the desert, I think. And then it disappears.
It just kind of stops, and that's where they figure out he's in an interdimensional port.
So
prison.
Mr. Terrific and Lois go there in the.
Sorry, we've forgotten one of the best bits, which is Jimmy Olsen accidentally getting all this information for Lois.
From the girlfriend.
He happens to have pulled Test Masher previously,
who is the current girlfriend of Lex Luthor, who keeps posting selfies, but all the selfies have pictures of secret plans behind them and things like that. Amazing. So that's funny, and he has to kind of compromise. She goes, "Can we have the weekend together?" And he's like, "The whole weekend," and she's like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" You know, she's really high maintenance, but he has to make all these promises. So that's funny. So yeah, basically that reveals that Lex Luthor was helping Baravia and also funneling money to them. So when they bought stuff from Lex Luthor, they weren't paying hardly anything. He was basically funding their military, right? And the whole thing is he wanted half a country. Did he call it
Lothario or something like that? He's doing another real estate scam.
Yeah, real estate scam. But Mr. Terrific is really angry about this. He goes, one tiny wrong calculation, this could create a black hole that will destroy the Earth. He's really cross, isn't he, Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah, and they do show in the pocket dimension there are black holes just hanging around, floating just outside of.
So basically, Lois and Mr. Terrific get in there just as Metamorpho turns off the green Krypton. Superman's not fully powered though, right? Because there's like a sunlight. I'm trying to remember this bit.
Yeah, so he's completely depowered at the start.
Yeah.
So Metamorpho has to make a small sun. Right next to him.
Yeah.
That gives him enough juice to like break out of the cell, get the baby. There's a bit of a fight with the Raptors, where they keep falling into this antimatter river.
Yeah, proton river or something.
Yeah.
So weird. We also should mention that Mr. Terrific takes out a load of Raptors. at the camp when they first land. He's not even
Yeah.
concerned. He creates a false field around him and Lois, and lets his bots. He's got all these flying bots, drones, doing stuff, and
Yeah, the
they kind
teeth
of take it.
bears.
Yeah, really cool. That's it. She goes,
But
"Your
look,
your circles." He goes, "They're not circles. They're spheres."
they're my T-spheres.
I should have mentioned
two-dimensional.
when everyone kind of turns against Superman, we do get like a TV interview featuring Peacemaker. So
Yeah, just
there
an
is a
offhand thing. It's like, I always knew he was bad.
yeah, that was funny. It was great to see Peacemaker because there's apparently season 2 of Peacemaker is coming soon. I can't wait.
Yes, it does also star one of the characters that shows up in this, in the like military group,
Cool.
which is Rick Flag Senior.
Okay. I'm gonna watch Peacemaker season 1 again. It's been a long
Okay.
time. I'm gonna watch it again, I think. Anyway, so yes, though they Superman man. Now we've also found that Metamorpho, when he's changing, he can't hold his own son. You know, he has to be careful.
Yeah,
So Superman
while
has
he's,
to
like,
hold the
in
baby while
flux.
doing all this stuff as
Yeah,
well. He rescues Crypto as well.
yeah,
And they basically, by the skin of their teeth, managed to get out of there by the small gap that Mr. Terrific has created, which is shrinking all the time, isn't it? Because he goes, we've got
yeah,
to let this close down. And it's getting smaller
yeah,
and smaller and smaller. So, yeah. Um,
yeah. And here's where we kind of have the stock bit that's in every Superman film, where he goes back to the farm for a
yeah.
bit,
Yes.
and he
And we
just
meet his
like
parents.
sleeps there.
They're
Yeah,
really nice people.
they're nice. They're not really in it too much.
No, they're just nice people, right? They're just
Yeah.
home, you know.
They're not telling him to kill a bus full of children.
No, there's none of that stupid stuff. They're basically, he's brought up by decent people. That's
Yeah.
what all we need to know, right? And they provide a home for him where he can escape. And you know, they're upset about what. I have to say, all through this, Superman takes a beating so
Yes.
many times because he often just will not use his full powers because he doesn't want to hurt people and things like that, right? So he'll just take the damage and recover.
Yeah, because he can weather it. Like, it doesn't really matter to
Yeah.
him.
Also, we get. I can't remember where it comes in the sequel. He does go back to the Fortress of Solitude. Finds number 4.
Yeah, his number 4 robot, who's Alan Tudyk. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
All the robots are like past actors that have worked with James Gunn.
Nice.
So the girl one is Pom Clementif,
Oh, nice.
who's Mantis, and another one is Michael Rooker. So
Okay, cool. I didn't know Michael Rooker voiced one of the robots. How about that? Wow.
yeah,
So in the meantime, Lex Luthor opens up a rift from this pocket universe, which is basically going to destroy the world if it's not left unchecked.
So
Because
at this point,
God,
the Baravia is setting up to finally do its full invasion of Jahanpur. But they also need something because Superman's got away. It's like we need something to keep him out of that. So he reopens the rift in the broken down
deliberately
like,
just to distract Superman, just to allow this. Basically, we see these. I forget the country. Jampur. You know, they're just poor.
They're civilians.
They're civilians. They're not soldiers at all. Meanwhile, a massive military. Superman cannot deal with it, but he mentions he's asked a friend to deal with it, and indeed.
The Justice
Gang turn up. I love this bit with the Green Lantern. Did you see some of the stuff that's going on in the background when there's big green
it's just the big green middle fingers pushing over the tanks.
It just made me laugh. He just deals with it, right? And it's kind of, there's a cool shot where a little kid actually in the Japorians puts up a flag with the Superman symbol, and they're all going Superman, but he can't be there because he's trying to save this. Meanwhile, the hammer of Ultraman turns up, and they start to fight, and he's as powerful as Superman. It appears. Then we get his mask comes off, and he is basically Superman.
Yes. This is our Bizarro, weirdly.
Strong recollections of Superman 3 and Superman 4, because Nuclear Man was based on the DNA of Superman, right? And there's a fight, but he is He can't speak. It appears he can't speak. He's just a brute force, right?
Mm.
And Superman has to deal with that. Meanwhile, this rift is getting worse and worse and worse. But basically, at some point during the fight, and the ground smashed in, and Superman's trying to sort of prevent people dying and stuff like that. Ultraman gets sucked into the rift's black hole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have mentioned, we haven't really talked about. There's a whole thing where Luthor is just trying to get the American government to agree that Superman shouldn't be allowed, basically.
Yeah.
And he hates him, right? But his whole team are sort of cheering him on. But even when he starts the riff thing, they're going, "Look, we got to shut this." And he goes, "No, hold, all this."
So I know one thing about that team is I know that they're all like various people that have been employed by Lex Luthor in the comics, just the names that he shouts out to them.
Right, cool.
Including in there is Cousin Otis.
Otis was in there. I didn't
one of them
that.
is Otis.
One of them's Otis. Okay, cool. So essentially, Superman confronts Lex.
Confronts Lex.
I do like there was a bit where some of his tech involved drones as well, to observe stuff. And Krypto just turns up and starts chasing them like they're a ball, right?
Yeah.
Destroying them
and
all.
That kind of mostly leads to Luthor's downfall.
Yeah. He don't know he hasn't got any oversight, so he doesn't know what to do. Superman finally confronts him, and Luthor's like, "Yeah, I'm jealous. But jealous is my power and all this." But then Krypto turns up.
Krypto shows up and very much puts him in his place.
Yeah.
While Superman's just like, "No, Krypto, don't do that."
Yeah, no. And then basically it's revealed what Luthor's been doing to the public, so he is then. And all the people trapped in the Pocket Universe, including Miss Tessmacher as well. And it ends really nicely. I mean, I like the fact that Justice Gang are kick-ass. They meet Metamorpho, and he's saying, "Oh man, this is really cool." And the old Green Lantern's like, "I don't think you can be part of us." And he goes, "Part of the Justice Gang." He goes, "Justice Gang, that's a great name." He goes, "You're in."
Yeah.
I also like the way that shithill head of Bavaria is dealt with. Hawk Girl basically grabs her and flies in the sky. She goes, and he's going, "You won't kill me. Superman won't kill me." And she's like, "I'm not Superman."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Hawk Girl. She either is or is the reincarnation of a Thanagarian soldier. So she's like, enemy, dead.
Yeah, she's not bothered. And then basically, Lois and Superman sort of declare. But I think there's been an issue because Clark told her he loved her and she didn't respond, and that caused an issue. But she says to him back she loves him. Yeah. So that's very sweet.
And they go into a place to kiss in private. And I like that Perry White's like, "So how long have they been right?" And then Jimmy Olsen's just about 3 months. Immediately, everyone in the Daily Planet absolutely knows who Superman is and what's going on here.
Yeah. And then it ends with a nice little, almost like post-credit sequence kind of thing, where he's just recovering, and his cousin turns up.
Yeah, Supergirl turns up,
and
she's completely drunk, and she's like, "Where's my dog?" And Krypto goes over, and they're rolling around on the floor, and Number 4's like, "This is where he gets his bad behavior from."
I like the way Number 4 puts things. He's always saying things like, "If I had any emotions, I'd think this." He's always saying it that way. So Krypto has got no boundaries because Kara's got no boundaries. She's like, "Later, bitches." She keeps going to places with red planets because she can't get drunk in a yellow planet.
Yeah, your metabolism speed. I don't know the logic, but basically you're immune to it. So.
And the robots then, it starts like it ends. The robots then sort of say, "Would you like some footage with your parents to come for you?" And he's like, "Yes." But this time it's his Earth parents and him as a little boy, which is really sweet.
Yeah.
Really good film. Just a good film. Really enjoyed it. I haven't really got any bad things to say about it. It was just a lot of fun.
No.
I appreciate we didn't have to do an origin story, and it just got on with
Yeah. I'm so glad we're like past the point of like we need every superhero movie needs to have the origin in it.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's just like,
Well, we
okay,
kind of, yeah,
it's like here's Spider-Man, here's Batman, here's Superman. It's like
yeah.
those we're just rolling with it now.
Yeah,
That's
I'm glad that Gunn is now got his hands on DC because he's a
Mm,
way better fit than Snyder. Way better.
yes.
Though I
Yes.
do like Snyder's Justice League, I have to say, I do like that.
Mm,
But the rest of it, nah, nah. The
yeah.
Batman stuff's all right. The Wonder Woman stuff's great. I actually really like the Snyder Wonder Woman stuff. However, the
Yeah.
Superman is just a complete wash, and this is such a relief to see it brought back.
Mm,
Um, and I really enjoyed it. Good cast, good film. Looking forward to the next
mm.
one. Interesting to see what they're going to do with Batman because they've just announced old Pattinson isn't going to be the
No, the
DC
Batman
the
is a
Batman.
separate continuity.
Yeah, that's which is a
But
good
like,
continuity, but not part of this.
yeah, it's a good one to have like a more grounded one.
So I'm going
S-
to guess we at some point we're going to get Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman.
mm,
I guess. Don't know.
yeah, probably.
Um,
Almost likely.
yeah.
Next film that they're making is Supergirl, which is the
Okay.
next one.
Okay. Well, there you go. There was a lead in from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but
How would you
otherwise, we've
rate?
got Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and a Green Lantern TV show
Oh,
coming
cool.
out,
Cool.
coming
Cool.
next
Cool.
year.
Um, how would you rate this?
I'd rate this an easy 9 or 10 out of 10. Like
Yeah,
this
I'll
is
get.
great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a great film, but it was a really good film. So I'd
Yeah.
give it 8.5. Say 8.5
Yeah.
is.
My only
Yes.
real problem story-wise is the exposition is quite clunky for the first like 20 or so minutes.
Yeah,
But then after that, it's fine. Like after that, nothing's wrong.
I think
So
the casting and the way the actors delivered made that less of a problem for me. I think they just did it well, so it was fine.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really good. Really enjoyed this. No complaints here. So
Mm,
yeah, great one. All right then,
yeah.
let's wind it up there. So bye from me.
Bye.